This story is called Uncle Wiggily to the Rescue by Howard Garris, illustrated by Jane Chambliss Reggie. Uncle Wiggily and the Little Hop Toad. Once upon a time, when Uncle Wiggily was looking for an adventure, and at the same time going to the 5-and-10-cent store to get a box of pins for Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy, the Lady Muskrat housekeeper, he heard voices behind a lollipop bush. A lollipop bush, you know, is the bush on which lollipops grow. I wonder who's talking there, said Uncle Wiggily. So the bunny rabbit gentleman listened again, and he heard a voice say, "Oh, but Mother, I'm afraid." "Afraid of what, silly chap?" said a second voice. "You see me do it so easily. Why won't you try?" "I'll take a look," thought Uncle Wiggily. So he looked through the bush, and he saw a mother hop toad and her little boy. The mother toad was jumping all around, but the little boy was squatting in a heap and keeping very, very still. "Good morning, Mrs. Hop Toad," said Uncle Wiggily. "What seems to be the trouble?" "Oh, I can't get little Hoppy to hop," said Mrs. Toad. "He's afraid even to take a tiny jump, though he sees me take the big ones without getting hurt." Uncle Wiggily looked at the little toad. "Why don't you hop, as your mother does?" he asked gently. "'Cause I'm afraid if I do, I'll come down so hard on the solid ground, and I'll scrape my knee or bend my toenails," said Hoppy. "You could get him a soft cushion to land on for the first few hops," the bunny uncle told Mrs. Toad. "I've done that," said Mrs. Toad. "I've made him a cushion out of duck feathers. I've blown up a football with the softest air to land on. But he's still afraid. He just crawls along, and goodness knows the hop toad boy will never amount to anything in this world if he doesn't learn to jump." "That is very true," said Uncle Wiggily. "Suppose you leave Hoppy with me. I'll take him off to the woods. I don't mind if he walks slowly. I'm in no hurry, and perhaps I can teach him to hop." "Oh, I wish you would," said Mrs. Toad. And Hoppy, who loved Uncle Wiggily, was glad to stay with the rabbit gentleman. So Uncle Wiggily took Hoppy into the woods. "See, Hoppy," said the bunny gentleman. "Here is a soft bed of green, fluffy moss. It's as fluffy as a kitten's back. First I'll jump on it, then you try." Uncle Wiggily gave one of his best jumps and landed in the soft moss. "Now it's your turn," said Uncle Wiggily. "But I'm afraid I'll come down so hard that I'll bite my tongue right off," said the little hop toad. "Nonsense," laughed Uncle Wiggily. The bunny found some moss that was even greener and thicker, as fluffy as a poodle dog's back. But still, Hoppy was afraid to jump. "Let's see if I can find something else," the bunny uncle said politely. "You must learn to jump, my boy." Uncle Wiggily looked around the woods for something even softer. "Hey, I see some toadstools," said Uncle Wiggily. "They're as soft as peppermint patties." Now Uncle Wiggily had left the little hop toad squatting by the thick bed of moss. The bunny was just going to call to Hoppy when all of a sudden Hoppy gave a loud cry and came leaping through the woods as fast as his mother ever could have wished. Why do you think he's hopping? What do you think happened? "You're jumping!" exclaimed the bunny uncle. "How did you do it?" "Don't stop to ask questions, Uncle Wiggily," said Hoppy. "You'd better jump too, The wolf is coming! Come on, hop, hop, hop!" And off they went. Hoppy had seen the big bad wolf coming, and the little toad wanted to get away as fast as he could. After that, Hoppy had no trouble hopping. He found he was specially made for jumping, and it didn't hurt him at all. And if the apple doesn't fall off the peach tree and bump the ice water pitcher on the end of its nose, I'll tell you next about Uncle Wiggily and the butterfly.